Okay, so quick video just to remind you guys the very important groups that you need to study for the IMAT exam. In the following periodic table, you can see that you have 8 main groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the D block, which is not really a group, but more of a transition group, transition metals. So one important thing that I would like to mention for the IMAT exam is that the following elements are called non-metals. The rest are called metals. Metals and non-metals are usually reacting together. They want to react together because they want to complete together the octet rule. So you will have metals which have lower amount of electrons in the valence shell, and non-metals which have a lot of valence shell electrons. So both of them want to complete the octet rule, and the easiest way to do it is for metals to get rid of the electrons and the non-metals to accept electrons. The main groups I would like to mention is that first of all the halogens. The halogens contain, because they are group 17, they contain 7 valence electrons, and they want 1 more electron to complete the octet rule. They are extremely reactive, and they react mainly with group 1 elements. They can of course also react with group 2, but as group 1 is very reactive, as well as group 7. So when you have group 7 come with group 1, you are more likely to react them together. So group 7 is the halogens, and they have 7 valence electrons. Group 1, called the alkaline metals, they have 1 valence electron, so they are going to have X 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in their row, then S1 in their valence shell. So it means that they will want to get rid of the electron to complete the octet rule. The second group is called alkaline earth metals. They will want to react and to form. Also, they want to get rid of the 2 electrons to reach the octet rule. They will usually react with these elements in order to reach the octet. So metals come together with non-metals to create molecules. Or, as you remember in our case, ionic compounds usually, because the electronegativity difference is way bigger than this part and this group. So you are basically creating ionic compounds. The non-metals are going to basically steal the electrons, the valence electrons from group 1 or 2, depends on the electronegativity difference, usually it's enough, in order to create an ionic compound. Then you have the transition metals. Transition metals are the D block. You will see in the future that they have different sizes and colors. The colors are quite important for the IMAT exam because the properties of the D block is something that we are going to have a specific lesson for, to review all the colors. They had a few lessons for the colors for the D block element, and you are going to see why it is important in the next few lessons. So we said these are the main non-metals, and these are the main metals that we have. We also have the noble gases. Noble gases basically have a complete octet, so they are not very reactive if at all. They don't want to react with electrons, with other elements. They will be quite stable in this form. So you will find them in nature in their atomic base, not in the diatomic, for example. If you have hydrogen gas, it's H2, or different gases as well, you're going to find it like oxygen, O2. You're going to find it in the diatomic form, but noble gases will be in the single atomic form because it's basically you don't need to react it with anything else. They don't have any electrons to share. That's it for the introduction to the groups, and just a quick review for what you need to learn when it comes to the groups elements. So group 1 very reactive, group 2 less reactive, and both of them usually react with group 7 and group 6. They come together to form ionic compounds, not molecules, not covalent bonds, because these are very electronegative and these are less electronegative. In the next few videos we are going to also learn about the properties of the D block as well, and we are going to review everything you need to know and the highest yield point that you need to remember for the IMAT exam.